అంటే మనసు మనసులో
మనసు కాదు, నువ్వు నీ ఆత్మ అని తెలుసుకోవటం.
కరెక్ట్, అది చెప్పటం నాకు రాలేదు. కరెక్ట్, అదే 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 అదే. కానీ ఇట్లా 1,00,000 మంది 2 లక్షల మంది ఇట్లా ఉట్టి అది ఏంటి ఎక్సర్సైజ్?
ఏం లేదు, ఇది మూర్ఖత్వం.
అదే కదా.
That's okay. At least they are doing something. They will go from there. Andhra start cheyali kada. They have to start somewhere. They will start.
అంటే యోగా అనే మాటకు ఇచ్చే ఇది అనుకుంటారు.
యూజ్ అంటే యూనియన్ అంటే నువ్వు ఆల్రెడీ అందులో ఉన్నావు అన్నమాట. గుర్తించాలి, నువ్వు ఆత్మ పరమాత్మ అంతా కూడా ఒకటే చోట ఉందని గుర్తించాలి. గుర్తించబోతే ఇంతే ఉంటది ఎప్పటికీ.
కనీసం దాంతో అట్లా గుర్తిస్తే అన్నా బాగుండు. ఈ కొట్లాటలు, పంచాయతీలు, ఈ యుద్ధాలు అవన్నీ ఏం లేకుండా.
ఎనీవే, I am prepared well, I've kind of really. Hi Sharmi, hi Satya. Yeah, we are talking about my preparations for the International Yoga Day. So,
okay,
already done. Everything is ready, so I'm ready to go.
Nice.
It seems a lot of activity in India. That's good. A lot of people are doing it. Last night, I did introduce the term satsang to my friends in the new vibe, and that was a very good reception. Everybody really liked that, So what does satsang mean? Is a very important way to associate and then discuss important aspects of our life, right? So people are really paying attention to that, when I talked about it. And I was in Chicago in 1980s, and we used to go to this Oak Park library, where my friend David McMillan, he is the one who arranged some, that will be VHS tapes, right? At the time, we didn't have the, CDs and digital and all that. So he used to play VHS tapes in that library of different, people who are really advanced in their thinking, like Krishnamurti, Nisargadatta Maharaj, and some other people. But mainly these two are played a lot. And what happened was, we went there around afternoon, so we had to travel from our suburbs to the Oak Park, and that took us 1.5 hours. My friend took me in his station wagon, and we gathered in that basement of that library, and he played the tape and we listened to it. And then nobody introduced to each other or anything like that, that's the essence of it. It doesn't matter what kind of role you have in society, what is your socioeconomic status, none of it, right? So we were kind of really be there, and then we kind of listened to it, and then we gathered in a coffee shop next door, where we kind of talked about what we understood, what was our impression of the whatever that happened, right? And then we kind of exchanged opinions, and the whole thing was, it's about gathering about seeking the truth, not one particular way, but as we understood it and we expressed and all that, it's more like a very important thing, so people really wanted to do that. So we did that, and then we came home. For 1.5 years I was there. I didn't know who did what. So that was very important for us to maintain that spirit of not transactional, but more like engaging in the exploration of truth of any matter. No opinions, no egos, no identification of anything with that. But right now, that was so much different compared to if I go to a doctor's meeting where everybody introduced what they did, what kind of specialty they did, and all that. That is okay for the business, but this kind of particular activity where you are gathering with questions on life, with questions of existential issues of life, and what is life? Why did we come here? Where are we going? What kind of thing is death? Is there afterlife? These are existential questions. It so happened these satsangs were very common when these things were very important for people, right? And so there was this tradition of debating on issues, not on the transaction of what is we're going to get out of it. That business has a place in business meetings, but then these meetings really help you to personally resolve your own inner questions. So people who are to work for food, who are to work to may not have it. But then people who are comfortable in their, whatever profession they do, they're comfortable, they're making a living, and then they should be having this kind of questioning too. That is the association of good people exploring the truth in satsang. Okay? It's not about satsang, just gathering and then doing some music and then going away. No, you got to put your mind to real use by questioning, by doubting. Don't accept anybody, anything. That's the main thing. Explore, let your mind open up and go deeper into issues. What do you say, Satya? You must be in several satsangs.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Now question it. You question the initials.
We have to focus.
Yeah.
For example,
Yeah.
question. A friend of mine, they are doing a lot of abhishekam, flowers, natural things. They are keeping at God. And what explanation of this? I asked him, do whatever you do in a temple or in a group or towards a deity, focus on that and have the belief so that you will be enlightened. That's what he told me, because I wanted to ask you for the name of abhishekam, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of milk and honey, whatever the very products.
Yeah.
But you have to open your heart.
Yeah.
And
the origin for this, Satya, is in Vedas. Vedas, the origin of this. See, there is a ritualistic kanda and then there is a gnana kanda. The ritualistic kanda, even Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, the people who wanted something from this life or after the life, they were doing these rituals, So
because in Vedas and they are doing that, right?
No, listen to me. Just let me complete my thought. Then you'll understand very easily. So Krishna tells them the ritualistic who are there to make your mind focus on the energy behind that murti that you are doing. That is there, sarvantaryami, all over, right? But then, just to get you focused, the rituals were there. But then, beyond the rituals, there is this gnana kanda, knowledge portion. That's where you understand why I am getting attracted, why I'm getting distracted, or how these things come and go. Just be aware of it, they come and go. So all the benefits, everything that you talk about, knowledge are gone. So reciprocity is getting to you, focus on the energy, and then exploring by yourself. That's the Gnana Kanda, where there is a pure mind, that means no desires, and there is a focused mind. When you have a pure mind and focused mind, you focus on the deeper issues of question that. Then something else about that is, if you believe, actually India was not a land of belief. You don't believe anything. When doubt it and question it and all that, that is, if you believe it, that's it, you stopped asking anything. That's why they said, if you believe, your mind gets stupefied. Stupefied means it gets really stupid by not opening up. When do your mind open up? Your own mind, when you really put yourself into questioning, where so many, even modern neuroscience tells you, the more you question, the more you doubt, the more you wonder, you will open up more synapses of the neurons. That's when the new brain is created. So if you don't question, if you just believe, that's how they ruled people. They made them slaves because I know you don't know. So I'm going to do all this pujas, everything on behalf of you, and then I will get the God to you. That's all how they exploited generations, right? But the people who really understand Vedas, Upanishads, and all that, there's always this question, doubt, and really going to the by yourself, because it's not out there. Your understanding, your enlightenment, everything is within, and that divine spirit also is within all of us. So going inward, turning inward, questioning, and all that became very, very important in Gnana Kanda. They really told you all that. Even Krishna tells Arjuna, okay, you are also like those people wanted some liberation, some benefit of going to heaven, all these things. They are silly minds. Get it over with, and then really question for yourself what is what, then you will open up your mind, and that kind of, I'm going to kill my grandfather, I'm going to win, I'm going to do all these things. They also just get over it. You do your job. And that is what he says about not being attached to the results. That is the karma kanda, and the karma kanda, why you want to make your mind desireless, purified, and you go and then do the other things. Okay, I'm not going to have this, and then you focus your mind, because you are focusing on the questioning and all that, not like what all the previous knowledge, but here and now, can you open up your mind? So that to open up mind, even now, neuroscience, it tells you neuroplasticity. How does the neuroplasticity happen? You kind of open up the important questions, and then you create your own cortical material. So suppose somebody has some problem about stroke and all that, their brain has necrosed. But then when they began to really try to do the aggressive therapy on the limbs that are paralyzed, they created cortex around the necrotic area. That's how we can create our own mind, by thinking, by questioning, by going deeper. That is what they say, oh, you will be punished if you question that. If you will be punished if you say anything against these people. That is how they kept people unintelligent and also really fearful. So they don't doubt anything. But if the really Vedas, Upanishads, they ask you to open up your mind, question, doubt, and all that. Krishnamurti talked about it very clearly. See, they want to be stupid. They want to be following. They want to be giving money and everything. And that's why they keep this tradition going. But actually, it is not good. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes, it's a very good explanation. Yeah. Actually, you explained scientifically the other day.
Yeah.
So I am satisfied with fully because it has been there for a long time in my mind.
Yeah.
Why we-
Adrian, Coach Adrian.
That's why a lot of people kind of, they don't realize that they are being hypnotized or disillusioned, and then because these people who are so, they say, I'm so enlightened and I'm going to tell you what is the truth. That is a lie, because you will only know your truth by going into it.
this explanation, so-called priest who has been doing
Yeah.
this, who has been doing for a long time.
Yeah.
He doesn't think.
Yeah, he doesn't think. Yeah, actually, they are kind of very angry if you question them.
Yes.
For example, if you say, I came from India thinking that God is there in the temple, God is in that one. So when first was directed, no, Sarvantaryami, no,
Yes.
the divine being is within you and within everybody. See, right now, I look at my patient at that level. Sanskrit, what they said was, both me ekta. Both means that inner being, that's where we are all one. That means the life force is only one. It kind of manifests our body and mind. But that actual spark of life, spark of divine thing, that's something divine, right? I cannot create that. My patient is dying. I try to revive him. I may revive him. But if he gone completely, I cannot put that life in him, no matter how much I try. So we are, as physicians, are in touch with almost daily. Because somebody comes with a incurable disease or advanced disease or multi-organ failure and all that, But what I try to do is be proactive from the beginning, not to even to get the illness as much as possible. And the thing is, we have the knowledge about that, but we don't employ that because we are kind of taking away our own limited minds somewhere else. But everything is within us. Knowledge is within us. The divine spirit is in us. And the ego that we develop alternately, that takes over. And then we think that is what we are, and we forget who we really are. Vivekananda used to say this: if only you know who you are. Amritasya putra. That means you have that immortal, forever life within you, and then you have to realize that is divine, realize that, and then manifesting that outside is your life's goal. That's what he used to say all the time, and people go all over the place to search for it, whereas it is within you.
So, is it possible to post this explanation in social media so that many people?
It is there all the time. In my talks all the time, because not only me, a lot of people who kind of realize that everything is within, they have done that. But people have to choose to investigate it by themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, it is there. But the thing is, ego takeover is so much. The whole West is built on that, and then that's why it's very difficult for to go beyond that and then say, okay, I am not the ego. Ego is my shadow, but I am the real self. Then once you see, that is beautiful thing is, once you establish and understand and stay in your real self, mind is quiet, because that is a precondition anyway to what does the yoga say? Calm your mind, still your mind, and then what is in you, the real essence, is like a sun, self-luminous, that will come through. But if you really hypnotize yourself thinking that I am this property, I am this degrees, I am this roles and all that, then you are missing your real inner self. It is so joyful, so liberating, and so much of peaceful once you realize who you are. It is there to such. It is there all the time. Only thing is, I'm talking about this for years now. So first of all, it keeps me in my inner self, which is all of you also. And then that's it's like Krishna said, it is right in front of your nose. That is the nearest thing, our inner self, But we go away from this because we allow the mind to go into external matters. So withdraw and focus on yourself. That is the tapas they talked about. What the ancients did, they had a outer life that is very simple. I just need to eat. Somebody has to produce. That's fine too. But I'm going to involve in spreading the wisdom, right? So I'm going to eat and keep everything outwards. No house, nothing. I live under a tree or a mountain. That's what the yogis did, right? A lot of them. And then they sat down and focused their mind and went into what is called meditative awareness. That means mind is calm already, but you have established yourself in that awareness all day. And then in that awareness, they discovered so much about the universe, about the existence questions and all that. That is real yoga. Staying in that union of your inner spark of life, which is the real life all over. That is there in the trees, that's there in the animals, that's there in each human being. But we identify a human being by the role, by something other than that. That's why Vivekananda said, if only you realize who you are. And he also gave the definition, Amrutasya Putra. Amruta means nectar of immortality. And you have that nectar of immortality within you, and that's why you are eternal. You are not going to be destroyed. You may change the body and mind like clothes. They are your clothes and they change other body, but not this life goes away. You know what that gave? That gave a permanence to somebody. So you have all the time to do. But at the same time, you value this life here and now, and then you do whatever you do completely, fully in the present moment. You see, that's how he lived. I think somebody talked to him, okay, I believe there is only one life. That's why I live each moment fully. I get the most use out of the living. And then Vivekananda said, yeah, I also do that, but then I know that I'm not going to go away, so I have a lot of time. So I squeeze the lemon much more. And I also know that I don't have any fear that I'm going to be ending. So I squeeze the lemon 1,000 times more because of I know that I am a permanent entity, eternal entity, everlasting entity. And that gives you everlasting fulfillment. Got it? So
Yes.
but go into that, find out for yourself. And that is the exercise that Jnanakanda proposed. That's why all these yagnas, rituals and all that, the people misunderstood what they are, because they made the means to get something fantastic. But they have everything inside them. Once they realize that, then you don't need to do the rituals and all that, And you can be understanding why they were there, what is the purpose of the day. And then it's like this. Somebody who don't have any idea about this inner matters and all that, they may start with the puja, which we do it with our body, And then we do japa, tapa, or meditation and self-inquiry. These are the grades of spirituality that people engage in. And where their body, you can start with the body, you can start with your breath, you can start with your mind, and then go deeper and go beyond the mind and touch that inner spark. That inner spark is the part of the entire life. That is the Brahman, everlasting life. So once not that you gain anything, you realize that you already have that. Once you realize that, that is a real yoga. So, it is all there. but people choose to get away from. What the result is, when you identify yourself with all sorts of things, then you are subject to suffering. That's the thing, Satchit Anand, why? The existential conscious being is itself blissful. Once you are in the bliss, not according to somebody, you subjectively feel that, then all these external things that we are worried about, the way we structured our society, that will go away. So the more simpler you are, the more understanding you are, the more you will be in blissful existence, not striving for anything. People may get it, but still they kind of do it. You guys heard about what are called kleshas. Kleshas are states of inner being of where it is. Suppose the klesha starts with avidya. You are not aware that this is immortal self is you. Then you have asmita. That means you think that you are the ego because you don't have the knowledge about who you really are. That's the second one. That ego develops attractions and desires, and all. They're called raga, attachment to things. And then because you are attached to things, when they are gone, then you are suffering the dvesha. That is the detachment is painful for that. And then finally, instinctively, you are afraid of the death. This entity, this thing I am talking about, ego, all the properties, everything, all the attachments to the family, everything, they're going to end. That's why you are so afraid of it. That's called abhinivesha. These are the 5 states Patanjali describes about roots of suffering. So the most rootful fundamental thing is avidya, not knowing what is the real education, what is real, and what is really truly there. That is Atman, they called it. But it could be like a energy, like a great consciousness and all that. Whatever you describe, you can see very easily, okay, this is the way it is, And then once you have that, not acquiring knowledge, but realization, realizing who we are, that is the highest, they said, self-realize. How do you do that? The quickest way Ramana Maharshi showed us is self-inquiry, Atma-chintan. That means every time some thought comes, you ask, where is this thought coming from? And who am I? What am I? And that's a direct way of perceiving. But to come to that stage, people may need, that inner directed energy, and that is purified and questioning, doubting, and all that. So you start with puja, you do the japa, tapa, and then gradually you are gathering the concentration. Right now, what is your concentration on life and its fruits and its attachment and all that? But once you are understood, they are all temporary, they are anitya. You go after what is nitya, what is permanent, and it's there. And that's why the people who are contemplative, who are kind of want to look at the truths of life, they become alone in their activities, in their existence and everything. So that is where they go and retire in Vanyaprastha, later part of the life. Like people of my age, they kind of gone from the worldly affairs, and then they want to explore what is real, what it is. Once you establish in that, there's nothing else you need to know, nothing else you have to acquire, nothing else you have to gain. Okay? That is Brahman. Once you realize Brahman, that you are the Brahman, Tattvamasi, I am that, then you are always in that existential conscious bliss. All the 3 words are the only one thing. That is Sat Chit Ananda. Existence, Chit is consciousness, and ananda, bliss. Not according to something you gain, but it is peace itself, it is joy itself, it is happiness itself. So people have to realize it by themselves. Somebody cannot give it, but somebody may say this may be the way. You can walk that way by yourself and discover whether it is truth or not. That is the difficulty. In life, people are drawn out and taken away, and then they go through a whole lot of life, and then they will be very, very sad because their temporary fulfillment is transient, and so they make a lot of money. While they are making money, they think after they get the money, they will be very, very fulfilled. But they discover that's not enough. They want more, or something like that. So they explained all this. They said, dharmartha kama moksha. Do your stuff in a righteous way, but you realize that is not going to be further fulfilled. And have the innocent desires, fulfill them, but they are not going to be permanently fulfilling. You want more and more of it, right? So you do artha, kama in a dharmic way, the righteous way. That doesn't harm other people. But then you also discover they are not going to be fulfilling to you. So what is the last one? The moksha. That is liberating yourself from the mind, transcending the life. The yoga said, yoga chitta vritti nirodha, then the thing will come up. But then Advaita said, it's already there, right there in front of your nose, realize it. And then you don't. Ramana Maharshi was lamented one time, said, oh my God, there are so many systems, so many things, just to realize this closest thing that we have, just be aware of it and realize it. For this, they've created fantastic systems. What a pity. What a pity, he said. That's true. That statement is very, very true. What do you think, Sharvi?
Yes, I was muted. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, I don't know.
So this is why.
Definitely practicing is taking time.
First of all, first thing is, do we have some time allocated for reflection? Do we have some morning and evening few minutes, calm down, quiet yourself and touch yourself? Important, right? People are not able to do that because they occupy themselves and being driven by it all the time. So modern life does that. But once you realize what is what, once you station that, it doesn't matter what kind of work you do and all that. Actually, you do with more concentration, with the detachment. You are not worried about how much I make, how much I get, and all that. So that becomes a beautiful way of doing things, because you are more into something silly, like in the rituals. I want some, I don't want any afterlife problems. I want to go to heaven, and all those things are like that. Local life, local people, what they do, I want good money, good buildings, good life, very comfortable life. But actually, those comforts take away your health. People don't realize that. So that's why you got to come down into this moment here and see what I'm doing, where my mind is going, what is the inner drive, how far away I am from my own self, realizing that, Once you are in that, then you are in the really realizing I am really the spiritual inner being. I'm going through the human experience. Okay. So it's all a question of Satya says very useful information. It's not information. This is supposed to be an insight that you take, and then there's no information there. There's only pointing out a fact. Engage with that fact. Find out by yourself by questioning. That is the Gnana Kanda. So our ancients were very wise in the sense they didn't even have to say that I said this, that you have to follow. No, they invited us to go and investigate ourselves. Don't believe it. If you believe it, then you're putting your mind to rest, to sleep. And Krishnamurti was very much against people saying that I'm going to teach you, I'm going to take you. He said, no, you don't know anything, they don't know anything. Just explore. That's all. Don't say I know and you don't know. And that was very important for me to understand after I came out of India and I was in here. Then understand what is thinking, what is the limitation of thinking, how it can create an ego, how it can take us away from our real self, all that, But thinking can be used practically to do stuff, but not to define us. That is a mistake we made. So when he said end the thought, this is the ending of the psychological thought. Okay. How do you end it? Do you end it just like this, oh, thought is bad? No. You understand what is thought, what is the stimuli, how we respond to that, how we react to that, all that is a psychological thought. But life is here and now, in the present. So inviting everybody to not to be pursued by thought and going into the past as the future, but finding out what is here and now. And then you live a life of real life that is here with you, in front of you, and you will be perceiving things as they are, not according to your impressions of the thought. And then thought itself quieted down, then you have enormous joy in the moment. Existence of moment to moment awareness. Okay. So I talk about this all the time. When you get up in the morning, what happens is the first thought comes up, and then that thought goes to next thought, like that, that goes off like that. Don't do that. Be aware of the present moment, present conditions, present nature and all that. Bring yourself to the present moment and be aware of what's going on. And continue that awareness, alert, awake, and really rooted in the present moment, moment to moment, by not allowing yourself to go into the past or the future unnecessarily. So even if you are, then you are so aware that you may use some insights from the past. That's okay. But the thing is, don't go and live in the head. Living in the past is in the head with the memories. Living in the future with a hope and imagination, that is also not present. But you can use that information to improve the present moment. And as you live the present moment qualitatively, life becomes so much easier and so much joyful. This is the moment-to-moment awareness. Sharmi, I want you to get this. Moment-to-moment awareness, not thought.
Yeah, awareness. Yeah.
No, you bring in like, oh, I did this, I that. No, in the moment, what is there? Okay, then you will be separating yourself from the living in the past, living in the future. Then you have ended the thought in a detrimental way. But you use the thought for really learning the past lessons and applying them in the present and hoping for some things you want to do, but you are not goal-oriented, but more like a process-oriented. See, a couple of things in the Western culture pretty wrong are, one is goal orientation. Okay, plan something, want a goal, but then forget about the goal and then consider on the process. That is important. Other thing is, people say, oh, I have to be so passionate about doing things. No, be oriented to something larger in life, something bigger than you. And then because you are orienting towards that, you don't have a self-centered desires, a self-centered passion that usually burns you out with the emotional going that way and this way, and celebrating small ways in a huge way, and then crashing down when the small defeats happen. But when you are oriented to a purpose that is beyond you, much more a bigger deal, then you don't have to have emotional turmoil, but you will be oriented to what you have to do. It's not about a silly little personal aggrandizement that is important. That's what is happening with the passionate, being passionate and doing things. So these two are very big, glaring example of stress and burnout in modern life. Goal orientation, and then having this passion, emotional turmoil. You can do something without that, and then you'll be very, very rewarded. You will achieve a lot of things, but you are not going to be identified with your achievements. You are going to be identified with the energy underneath, which you are Amrutasya Putra. This I use quite a bit on entrepreneurs, on people who are burning out with information overload, or people, even regular life, failures in relationship, failures in success and all that. So many people are suffering because they don't have this understanding of what is the thought, where it has a place, where it has detrimental effect on us. That's why people create these thought patterns, which kind of machine learning, they take life on their own, and they keep on coming and bothering you. This is what is happening to the elderly. This is what is happening to the people who think only thinking is the life. No, actually that's like a neurotic thing. If you do the same thing again with the same result and then automatically doing it, what is that? That is neurotic. But with this way, you are stationed in the present moment and you deal with things as they are present. Puts everything upside down, as we learned, as we are conditioned, versus as they are. The only thing is that if you allow your mind to be constantly going in fifth gear, you will not be able to see what is going next to you. But if you can slow it down, if you can be in the moment, so that's what it is I'm talking about. In the morning, be in the present. Exercise such a way that you are really focusing on, for example, you're focusing on me, and then you have so many thoughts going on. Come back. But in your case, I want you to come back to your breathing and place yourself here and now, whatever you're doing. And then as you go through moment to moment through the day, you practice that in the morning, not allowing the mind go away from the moment, but use the material and information, but don't identify with that. And then you will use the past lessons very well. You will plan for the future also very well. But even if it doesn't happen as the future, your job is only to live in the present moment, here and now, completely. And once you are there, then you will be joyful, peaceful, and happy. That's why they said happiness is inside. Happiness is joy is inside. Peace is inside. We don't understand. We want to rush for so many things all the time. This is the highest Gnanakanda that they talked about. And for that, they said, okay, you want to do unselfish work and really get rid of all desire. Desirelessness was their virtue. And once you are there, your mind is purified and not going after so many things. And then you have to purify and also be focused on one thing at a time. So for that, all this gathering the thoughts and then putting them into one and going beyond one into the silent state of mind. But your inner self, if you are there, you don't need to do it for the mind. Mind is automatically coming down. And people think meditation is everything. No, meditation is for the mind. But if you station in your real inner self, your mind is quiet and you don't have to do any meditation. That is, Awareness that is meditative. So stay in the awareness, do everything with complete attention, and then at the end of the day, wipe all those off and then go to sleep on an empty mind. That is the formula that I employ. Get up and be in awareness, not allow the thought to get out and go all sorts of things. So don't open the devices for half an hour. And in that half an hour, whatever way you have that is comfortable for you, establish yourself in the present moment. In the present moment, awareness, not thinking. And then bring your attention all the way to the present moment through the day, whatever you do. And at the end of the day, vacate the mind and go to sleep. And you see the awareness is there every moment, and then you don't bring the thought on top of it. That is exercise. Okay?
So one question here. If there is any problem in life, how do we address that?
You address the problem.
In that, and I have to be, can I just give a word of appreciation to you? Because I have been attending your sessions. Yesterday probably, I missed it in between. This continuous satsang is so much required for us because we keep going back and forth. I was into so much emotional trauma last evening. So I wanted to know, how do I tackle the problems? I'm trying to slow down. I see that. But in terms of problems, how to, is there a, I don't know.
No, that's not a how mechanism. It is what it is. You see, what is happening is you are allowing the thoughts to go all over from that moment.
Yeah, I missed out in practicing what you said for yesterday and today because I was caught in the thought again. You know, even though
you
I'm
got
trying to attend it regularly.
Sharmi, you and everybody else are used to engage in thought all the time.
It was a problem, so I missed out thinking that, I thought, by thinking about the problem, I
even now, even now you are using thought.
Yeah.
Realize that. That's all. Realize that and say you are aware of your own thought patterns.
Intense interest is there and so much.
No, it's not interest. It's not interest, Sharmi. It's not your fault because you have thought. You have thought about this all the time. You created the thought patterns and the cycles of neurological highways, and they are taking their own time. That's why what you need to do is you need to come to the present moment as a practice every day.
But when you deal the problem that moment, you have to deal the problem.
Yeah, deal with the problem. But why do you have to allow that like a psychological thing? See, you have a problem. Yeah, you have a problem. You need to use knowledge that is thoughtful that you have gained in the past, and you use that. What it is, don't identify, I am the one doing it. That is where you bring in the I am ego, and then you establish again that ego. Do the work for what it is. For example, there is something to be cleaned. You can clean it and you use all the methods you know about cleaning it, using stuff or using sprays, whatever. But if you say, oh, see how good I am cleaning all this, that is the ego. You just don't do it and leave it alone. You just leave it, and then again you qualify yourself and you say, I am so good, I did all this. And that is where you're creating that subtle ego, and that comes through in every action. But if you are really karma yoga, you do it without any expectations. For everything you want, this is the result I need to have.
Oh my God. Is it so different from all the things that we learned? It's like I'm complete unlearning, sir.
Yeah.
You say, you give appreciation to every small things you do. All the things that we have come across, self-improvement. Oh God.
You see, I don't need any approval from anybody, just to be myself.
Because we miss the equanimity. What do you call that?
See, so many people want to say so many things about us, good or bad. But when I'm not really worried about anybody's opinion and all that, I'm only stationed within myself. Humble, I am this part of the vast thing, and then I sum up to that. Then why do I have to worry about all these impressions going up and down? That is the egoic nature that is created and then celebrated, and then a lot of people suffer because of that.
Yeah.
Just do, and then don't expect results. Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You have a right to do the work, but don't expect any results from it. Modern life, result-oriented, to feed the ego.
Too much, sir. It's very much. Yeah.
No, it's not a question of everybody does not know. They know it, but they don't want to shake it off. That is the avidya. That is the lack of education about your real inner self. And that's why you create asmita, the ego. And then you think that is real, and then you feed it, and then you allow it to grow into an entity. Like the machine learning, you kind of feed it, and it will be spontaneously doing on its own. And you feel, oh, I'm selfless. This is happening in my mind all the time. Because you have created that. So unlearn it. That's the right word used. To unlearn it is the first stage. First of all, understanding and realizing, yeah, I created this. And then unlearning it. And then going into...
Yeah, that's what I felt. Yeah, and we have to unlearn so much.
That's what happened because the ancient way, not just in India, but all over Japan, Egypt, China, South America, North America, so many, Canada, Australia, so many ancient cultures, if you take it, they had a very good relationship with the nature. Outward, inward.
I'm always in partnership.
Always inward. But then your mind, see how it runs? Because our culture gives so much importance to that ego development and also profit development. For everything has to be transactional. See, if I do these classes, they say, oh, you should charge this, you should do that, all that. But that is how people are corrupted about profit. I don't need any profit because I already have satisfaction about what I'm doing. So I just want to share, and that's it.
Helping my soul during this time.
No, it's the knowledge. It is the truth. It's the truth, not
this
me.
Was the need.
No.
This is the need of the heart for me in my life, and I feel you are there.
That's how the modern life has become. That's why we are bringing back the ancient truths for you to realize, not to take it like a knowledge and apply, but to investigate and find out for yourself what is truth about you, about everything. Yeah.
And about myself.
Yeah.
So when it comes to you trust somebody and they betray, I don't know how to deal with this.
That's why I said you have to do it yourself. Don't push your trust somebody else. That is like a become slave for them. But then don't be egotistical. But then just say, I have this capacity to look inward. I have this capacity to slow my thought. I have this capacity to touch who really I am, not by some facts and some figures, but by realizing it by myself. That's why it's called self-realization. So it's already there.
Self-actualization.
Yeah, actualization is projecting outward, but realization, realizing yourself. It's not that somebody gave it to you, but you realize that it's already there. Like, for example, you are a woman. Nobody needs to tell you that you are a woman. But you are an Atman. Somebody has to tell you, and then your brain has to go over it and all. But keep it quiet, then it's already there. So the whole thing of meditations, everything is about, not about your real inner self, but about your mind. To keep quiet. That is what, but then if the mind is already quiet in awareness, awareness is nothing but being aware, awake, alert, without any thoughts. That is awareness. Once you are landed in that awareness and you are there all the time, Thought is an instrument. You use it and discard it. You don't identify with the thought-made image. That is what the ego is. See, the moment you have some knowledge, you want to use it to help everybody, immediately you are not happy just to help them. You are happy because you perceive yourself as the teacher, as somebody who knows. That is ego development.
Ego satisfaction.
Yeah, don't create that. That's why they said, do your work, but don't expect anything in return. But the modern life is what is doing? Develop your ego, develop your profits, develop your goals, develop the passion. All this is resulting in people burning out, stressing out. See, they are going outward for the joy. They are going outward for the peace. They are going outward for the happiness. But the real thing is, it is there within you. And it's like in the house, there are so many fruit are there, and you don't feel like tasting them because they are there. But you go to the neighbor house, they have a tree, then you want to pluck it and eat it. Oh, that's pretty tasty. Realizing the fruit is within you, and then you go and enjoy it yourself.
Yeah. I struggle from identifying,
Who is that I struggling?
Interaction with people. It's
No. Who is that I? Who is that I?
It's a persona. It's a persona.
Yeah,
Actually.
that's it. Don't be in the persona. Remember like this. Don't be in persona. Be in the presence.
Yeah.
In the
I would refrain saying my soul struggles to identify.
It's not the soul struggling. It's the mind struggling.
Oh yeah, it's any cognitive thing is mind. Yeah. I get it, sir.
That is struggling, but not the soul. If you are in the soul, you are in awareness. You don't have any struggle.
Anything at all. The moment you analyze cognitive, it's a mind that takes over.
That is the active thing you have, but you don't have any base in the soul. That's why you have so much struggle.
Yeah, we are all tuned with that cognitive.
Leave it on other people. What is happening with you?
I am.
It's the same with everybody, but then leave alone them. Leave alone them and worry about you, and then you will see by yourself. But you may not be close to seeing that too. Then be aware of, I'm always going into the cognitive aspect of it, not in my real inner essence of silence. So practically what I do with modern life is staying in that awareness, looking at what is presented to me. I interact with it and I use the learned lessons, and after that is done, I dump it. That is the difficult thing about people, is not to allow the thought go on running. On top of it, there are so many stimuli from outside. That's why, first of all, figure out what is my life about? What is that I want to do? Let me organize my thoughts, my actions, everything towards that purpose.
So can I just write it down? Because I might forget the steps so that I go.
If you write it down, you may use it later, but you have to get it.
I know, but sometimes it's not staying in your mind. I try to.
No, you can do whatever you want, but you don't need my permission for that. But what I'm saying is, get it here in this moment. Otherwise, always a delay, I'm not an authority. Truth as an authority, And then you will figure it out, and you will do it on a moment-to-moment basis. This is why Krishnamurti did a favor to all of us, saying, don't go for these people who are proclaiming themselves like, I am the Guru, I am the one who can show you the way, and you have to worship me, all that, He was very much against that. Yeah. He said, those people who say, I'm going to help you in these matters are a curse, because they are not allowing you, like suppose you are a child, you are getting up and working. If the parent is catching up all the time, he will never learn to fall down and get up by himself and develop the strength to walk.
Mm.
You can watch closely, but you let the kid make an effort on this. That's how, in spiritual matters, people have to find their own way. People have to travel their own way and then encounter problems and go out. That's one of the simple thing I do in the morning report is, your thoughts will be wandering. Bring it back to your awareness of this moment. That is the exercise I want them to do through the hour, so that they understand, okay, my mind is going away from the presence, I'm bringing back. So I'm going to be in the presence, not my persona, which takes me away from the moment, but here and now. A lot of people who are egotistical, they get a position where they can control other people's, and they think, oh, they have become big deal. But sooner or later, their, the job goes away or their energies goes away, something happens, and then they're left with themselves. They don't know what to do with that. They get crushed because they lost all that they invested, the time, the impressions, everything. Oh, I am this coach, that coach, whatever. And that guy is gone, then they don't know what to do. This is the danger with the AI. AI is going to take over the cognitive things and do everything for you. This is first time machines are going to think for themselves and do everything and take over everything. What are going to do? And that happens because you identified with your thinking, with your ego as your entity. And once that is gone, where are you? That's a big danger coming up. For all these people who think of such a big deal about themselves, and they say, I am the manager, I am the whatever I am doing in this thing, that's a big deal. You are identified with that. But that is gone, then that's going to happen. Doctors are going to be replaced, lawyers are going to be replaced, and everything. Then you don't know.
It just goes there. They think, even my son was telling the other day, sorry, I have to be here, but I was correcting. He said, oh, I achieve much and I get more money. That's it. I said, but there is something beyond that you
he has to realize himself because.
Realize it, I'm not teaching. I just told him something beyond that.
You see, the best way to make him realize is to really help them see that we are living that. If you are not living, if you just want to be verbal, it has no value for them.
I take them to the nature and try to be with the animals, just they engage with the other things in life.
Yeah. See, it is like this, the way ancient science, each soul is on its own journey. Just because the children came through us, you won't own them. It's your responsibility to raise them, but the soul's journey is something on its own journey. So you cannot say, oh, just because you are my son, you have to do this way. No, it doesn't happen like that.
A little guidance, what we think is right, if we tell them.
It's not the guidance, it's the guidance by applying ourselves.
By
you have the restless mind and you are telling your children to be quiet, they will not appreciate that. How reactive you are, how you go from one topic to other topic, and then you cannot be focused on anything. They see all that. So you don't have to repair anybody, repair yourself. That's it. Anybody, not just you, Sharmi, anybody is like that. Me or anybody is like that. How we live, not according to somebody, and also when nobody is watching how we are. If you are truthful to that and then live, suppose you get angry or really seething with somebody's behavior, then you know that you are engaged in this negative thoughts by yourself. And being aware of that gets the transformation. Otherwise, you will be teaching everybody everything, but for yourself, you have no peace because you are allowing your mind to go all over.
We say, I felt some situations like the trigger is external. It is not that. I am not.
They are not the situations. It's how we respond to them, how we are reacting to them. So that is the one that you want to. You don't have to teach anybody. You don't have to sell anybody. You can come and share in the spirit of friendship. Like I do. I don't expect anybody to change because of this. It's up to them, you know. But I'm not unhappy they are not changing, because I'm not intending that way. You can be whatever you want, but I am going to be silent in my mind, be aware, and do my life like that. Maybe I will share for a couple of hours. The rest of the day I'm spending with myself. How am I? And nobody else is watching. It's not that immediately I learn a fact, I get up and say, I'm going to teach you. That's what a lot of people do. They don't understand that they have to change first and then let their behavior be the lesson for other people. And that's how they stop short of learning. They have some facts and immediately say, the Satya was saying, good information. It's not information. This is supposed to be, you are exploring too, as we talk about. Otherwise, this becomes the information for the ego to use it, and probably they will forget about that in the evening. That's why if you don't realize when it is happening, you will never realize. You will always be in the thoughts, but not really in that energy of awareness. Once you are in that, you don't need anything, no approval, no praise, no recognition, none of that. All you need is stay in that inner peaceful, joyful, happy self. That is there right in front of us. You see, yoga describes 5 layers of our human personality: the Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha. All these layers are around your real inner self. And once you are in that inner self, all these layers do not really make any. We will take care of them, but I take care of my body by exercising. I take care of the mind by focusing and doing only what is needed. I take care of my knowledge and all that, saying that, okay, we have that, but that's not me. I don't identify that and say, oh, I'm a big deal. That is ego. That's how we create ego. But you say, oh no, okay, I'm going to use the knowledge for the betterment of the life of the human as the world. That's fine. But just because I'm doing it, I don't have an inflated opinion about myself. That is Karmanyavadika. Say, Mafaleshu Kadachana. Do your duty, but don't build up your ego because of it. All the prophets said, don't do that. So actually, when you are completely fulfilled within yourself, why do you have to go out and get everything else? That's what is happening. People are neglecting their inner self and going after everything because of what? Avidya. Lack of education about themselves, who they really are. And then they think the egoic tendencies, and they say that is them, asmita. Then they get attracted to things, that is raga. Then they got distracted, that is the dvesha. And the intellectual things are the first 2 things, avidya and asmita. The emotional things are raga, dvesha. People get attached to people does. And then instinctive thing is this fear of non-existence or fear of death, abhinivesha. These are 5 kleshas that people go through and they suffer.
Yes. Yes, sir. So spend some time twice a day. When you wake up,
that's the beginning. That's the beginning. But then you got to be there all day. Otherwise, you allow yourself to be egotistical 24 hours a day, 22, and then 2 hours. It doesn't matter. Actually, people don't even spend 1 hour. One moment also. The moment they get up, they get on the thought train. Don't do that. Stay. That's what we do in the morning routine. I invite people to stretch the body, deep breath, and use the deep breath as an anchor to be here and now. And also any thoughts come up, observe them. Don't get indulgent. Don't suppress. Let them come and pass. And then you will be non-reactive. You want to serve the world and everything. And you don't care whether you're winning or losing, equanimous. These are the 7 principles around which I put in all this program. But if you think it's just about body stretching and breathing out, you're missing the whole point of morning routine. Establishing yourself in your real inner self. That is what happens in the Shambhavi Mudra. I am that Atman, I am that conscious being. Koham, Soham. Soham is the Brahman is as the Jivatma, and realizing that and asserting that, and then really getting away from the feeling of I'm this body and mind. So everything is structured in a much, much deeper way. If you don't get it, you don't get it. If you get it, then you know what it is. This is not about me, it's about you, how you go about it. Actually, I have nothing to do with it. I'm being an instrument in the divine to come and do this. It doesn't give me any opinion about myself because I'm not in the ego. If I'm an egotistic person, then I want people to worship, to people to realize me and all that. None of the needs are there because they are all the needs of the ego. If it's not there, why do you care? So people think people will change just listening. No, they have to do their own effort to change. They may be already doing that in their own way. Who to say? But the only thing is, I see suffering comes at me, not my suffering. Other people's suffering comes at me, and then they may be suffering chronic disease, they may be suffering psychological trauma, they may be suffering not knowing what is going on with them. So many ways people are not happy, not joyful, not peaceful, which is the original life is. All these other things come and go. You have to allow it to come and go and then learn from it. But then they don't want any pain anywhere, but they're always in pain. That is the state I see. When they come, I don't invite them to come, but then if they come and ask me, I want to understand, somebody loses spouse, they're kind of in that aversion, big attachment problem. That's why everything crushes. Because they invested so much in that attachment, and immediately they are sad and they're crushed completely. So I had to help them to realize for themselves what is what. Somebody may come, my son and other people are not really paid to me, not really taking care of me. That is happening quite a bit, you know. And so in olden days, there used to be one prastha where you leave the world and go and find out what is what. And understanding that the whole system helps them a lot. People may come because they feel lonely, because they feel nobody's really caring them, or they're left alone. Many women feel like that, you know. When they're married to somebody, they don't really give me that emotional sustenance, you know. So
yes, that's a big crisis going on.
Physical illness, psychological illness, spiritual illness, so many varieties I see. You just feel, let me give a hand, help, and then bring them out of their only misery. And usually it happens. Usually it happens, even half an hour I spend with them, they are kind of lightened by their own load. That's all mind. When they get the mind, then don't make a concept and then go and say, oh, I found out this, I'm going to teach you. No, you didn't find anything. Just keep quiet and then refrain from teaching other people. But most like when they are suffering, when they want, you can show them clarity. I think that's what I do. I give them clarity by themselves. They find it. Because the way they go about it, they find it, and then that clarity lightens the load. But if you are not clear, you are stuck with your own opinions, own conclusions, own knowledge or books or whatever, nobody can help you.
Yeah. So one question I always had in mind from the session, you have told that identify what is temporary and permanent. Even we are not permanent, right? There's nothing permanent in this world. I look around, nature, people, relationships, emotions, nothing permanent. Then what is permanent?
The life,
Just question.
the life within you.
Okay, this is
Grass goes
yeah,
down,
life.
grass comes up. Trees goes down, trees come up. Human beings die, human beings are born. That life is always permanent.
Okay, okay.
And everything else is temporary.
Exactly.
But if you think that temporary is the real, there is the suffering.
That's where the root for suffering.
Yeah.
Even our persona is temporary.
Yeah. Everything is temporary. So okay, let me start my exercise now, the morning routine that I do for my friends.
So sorry, sir. I'm in the part.
No, that's okay.
I will join from Monday. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Tomorrow morning we have this morning 7:30. I have this International Yoga celebrations. So okay.
I will join.
Okay. Thank you. I'll see you all. Bye.
Thank you so much. You have a good day, sir.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob.
Bye. Okay, friends, we're going to do our morning routine of exercise, breathing, keeping our mind here, following the thoughts, and also we're going to be non-reactive by the deep breathing and really revisiting our sense of purpose and service, and also not be swayed by too much about the victories, too much about losses. Okay. So I'm going to be standing today and do everything standing. Automatically spine is straight, and we'll start with 3 breathing exercises just to warm us up. Okay. So what you do is you take a deep breath as though you're sucking air from the umbilicus through the nose. Mouth is closed. Do it for a count of 7. Hold it for 4 and breathe out for 8 count. Preferably empty stomach, and do it 8 times. Okay. Let's start. Abdomen wall raises as you take the deep breath in. Abdomen wall goes towards spine as you breathe out. See? Look at my right hand. Two. 3. 4. Halfway. 4 more. 2 more. Last one. Okay, that's the first one, Bhastrika. Now let's do Vegani, raising our palms so that they face the camera, elbows bent, and now extend the elbows, go up, all the way up, and breathe down, and then breathe out as the hands come down. Okay, that is the second variety. And then we will do the third one, which is the deep diaphragmatic breathing. Slow, deliberate. Keep your mind here. That's how you want to be presence, not persona. Persona takes you away from the situation. Presence, here and now. You're aware of that. Okay? No thoughts, just be aware of that. Pick both of the clasped hands together. Keep it under the chin. And as you raise your elbows to the side, head goes back, take deep breath through the nose and Go all the way back, and now open your mouth, whisper the word ah as you breathe out, and elbows come down. Slow, deliberate, here and now. Any thoughts come, observe them as they are clouds, and you are the sky. Thoughts are happening in you, not somewhere. Four complete, four more. Three more. Two more. Last one. There you go. Release and be there. Okay. Now, let's do some spinal twisting, which will really awaken us. Okay. Clasp your hands together and show them to the camera. Extend the elbows and then raise the hands above your head all the way and extend your elbows to the sky. Okay. And now twist the body to the left side slowly. And then twist the head or the left shoulder to the back. Come to the center, extend your elbows to the sky, and twist the body to the right now. And turn the head over the right shoulder to the back. Come to the center, extend the elbows to the sky, and lean back. Lean back. Come to the center and bring the hands down now towards the knees and bend forward at the lower lumbar spine as your hands go down to the knees first and below the knees after that. Go down as much as you can without bending the knees. Come up slowly as you breathe in, one vertebra at a time. 3 breaths here. Now, the other variety, right hand goes to the left shoulder and left hand goes to the right shoulder, and extend your spine and twist your body to the left. First the body, torso, and then turn the head over the left shoulder to the back. And look at something in the middle of the back. I'm looking at the Buddha statue that's there. Three breaths, twist and come to the front. And now twist the body to the right. And then turn the head over the right shoulder. Come to the center and lean back. Press your feet forward and keep the knees straight and lean back. Come to the center and lean forward, bending at the lower lumbar spine and bringing the head down with the gravity towards the floor. Keep the knees straight. And come up. Release, and that is what it is, okay? So, let me adjust this power for this particular thing. Okay, there you go. It is going out of power. So, okay, and now we're going to go and do some yogic jogging like, okay? So just march in place. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can do as many steps as you want. I'm just doing 10 just to show you the varieties you can do in the yogic jogging. Keep your hands on the hips and bend your knees and go down. 1. As you come up, breathe out and contract the buttocks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's very good for your leg muscles as a whole. And now lift up the feet a little high, knee high. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and now you spread your legs a little bit and go to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's for the side bends, right? Do the right hand to the left knee, left hand goes up in the back, and then do the same on the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now turn the right foot to the right side and lunge to the right side. Keep your hands on the hips and go down, lunge to the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn the right foot forward, this time to the left, and lunge to the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn the left foot forward, both are leg, and then lunge to the side. 1, 2, 3. You feel on the inner thighs. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now raise both your hands to the front, palms facing each other. As you go back with both hands going back, head going back, take a deep breath in. And breathing out, bring the hands to the front together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can do as many as you have time and patience and the energy, okay? But these are the varieties of exercise you combine together and do them pretty fast. That becomes a yogic jogging, but addresses specific muscle groups. Okay, chest muscles, abdomen muscles, pelvic muscles, and the buttocks, the thighs, inner thighs, outer thighs, and also all of them are included in that routine. Okay, you can copy that and then do it as much as you possible during the day. Show me the hand left hand up and bent at the wrist, and you're seeing the palm of the left hand. Then use your right hand, pull the fingers of the left hand towards you and bend the wrist towards you, and extend the elbow to get more stretch. Lower the left hand down, fingers pointing out, and pull the left hand towards you and the wrist is bending. Do the same on the right side. Pull it down, and as you stretch and bend and breathe deep, keep your mind here and now. Okay? Watch thoughts if they are going somewhere. Watch them as objects. Don't indulge, don't suppress. These 4 things, if you do, you will be keeping your mind here and you will be cultivating the presence, which is already there, and you take it like a fragrance all through the day. Okay? You'll become non-reactive because of the deep breathing that we are doing, and your attitude about service is up to you. And also you take both the victories and losses equanimously. Okay? Now we're going to do some of those upper arm stretches. Hold on to the left elbow with the right hand and push it towards the right shoulder. Do the same on the other side. Hold on to the left wrist with the right hand. Elevate the arm above your head and pull it towards the right shoulder. Do the same on the other side. Okay? And now put the left hand on the left shoulder and push up the left elbow up with the right hand. Do the same on the other side. Place both hands on the shoulders and rotate the elbows in a round way. 1, take a deep breath as they go up and breathe out as they come down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do it in the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, release and take 3 deep relaxing breaths. Okay, now raise both hands to the side and your fingers are straight and pointed outward. Draw a circle with the fingers at the edge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do it in the opposite way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One way of good stretch of the neck is do hands under each other and then go and top of the skull, pull it down and come up and extend the neck backward. Okay. That is a good stretch for the neck. Okay. Spread your legs a little bit, like a 4 feet, and keep the hands like you are pushing the pillow down as you bend forward at the lower lumbar spine. Okay. Come down towards the knees and below the knees. Go down. Let the head fall to the gravity. Keep the knees straight and go down as low as you can. Keep the knees straight and come up. Keep the feet together. Keep the hands on the hips, fingers on the front, thumbs are opposing each other in the back. And now bend the neck and head to the back. Feel the stretch in the lower lumbar spine. Come to the center and release the hands and relax. We'll do the bird pose. Spread legs as wide as possible and make sure both feet are pointing forward, and raise both your hands, turn the palm outward as you bend forward in the lower lumbar spine, contracting the abdomen muscles. Let the hands go and meet in the back. Knees straight. And come up. There you are. Simple but effective stretches. If you keep your mind here and now and extend the stretch beyond what you could do, you will make progress. Deep breathe into it. As you breathe out, extend the stretch a little bit. That will help you to advance your stretches. These are not about comfort. These are about active movement. Okay. Slightly apart, both feet. Raise both your hands and palms down, and elbows are straight, shoulders are relaxed. Now ease your knees and sit down on an imaginary chair and stay there for 10 breaths. Go as low as possible. Come up, and this time keep the hands like that and raise your heels and stay on the toes and bend your knees and come down, sit on an imaginary chair for 5 breaths. Lower the heels down and come up, and now knees together, bend them down and 5 breaths. Come up and now lower the hands. 3 deep breaths. Okay. And now stand on the Garuda pose. Stand on the right foot, right knee locked, and lift up the left foot and bring it right off right foot and place it on the ground. And now bend your knees and sit down on an imaginary chair and bring the right hand under the left hand like this. Garuda pose, eagle pose. Come up and release and unwind the legs. 3 breaths there. Now, left foot down, left knee is locked, and right foot is up and comes left of the left foot and place it on the ground or wrap it around the ankle, whichever you can do. And bend the knees and sit on an imaginary chair, and left hand comes under the right hand. Release and come back. Okay, now both feet are slightly apart, and turn the right feet to the right side and left feet to the right side, like that. And then bend the knees and sit down on an imaginary chair as low as you can, and bring the hands close to the chest. And release and turn towards the left. The left elbow going up and into the back, left head turned to the left side. Come to the center. Now go to the opposite side. Come to the center and elevate the hands above the head, and as you breathe out, bring it behind the head. Look straight. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and release and come back. There you are, okay? And now we're going to do the last 2 exercises, Virasana and the Trikonasana. Step forward with the left foot forward, left knee is lunging forward, and take the right foot back, the right foot facing the right side, right knee is straight as you lunge forward on the left knee. Bring your both hands parallel to your body, raise them forward, elbows forward, both hands are facing each other. Stay there for a second and bring them up above your head and clasp them together except the index finger. And stretch the elbows to the top and lean back. And stay there for 5 breaths. Release both hands. Left goes to the front and head is over the left hand, and right goes to the back, and stretch away from your body, the both hands. Lower the hands down and bring the right foot forward. Take 3 deep breaths. Now step back with the left foot facing the left side, and the left knee is locked and straight, and you step forward with the right foot and right knee is forward. Okay, lunging forward. And now take the both hands to the front and above your head and clasp them together and straighten the elbows and lean back. And release, and right hand goes forward, left hand goes backward. And lower them down and come back to normal shape. And the last exercise is the Trikonasana, triangular pose. Take a wide step, as wide as possible, And then turn the right foot to the right side and lunge with the right knee to the right side. And stay there. Raise both your hands parallel to each other. And then twist your body and bring the right hand in front of the right knee. And left arm touches the left ear. Come down and bring the right foot forward. Now left foot goes to the left side and go down. Okay? Twist the body and bring the left hand in front of it and right hand. There you are. We're done. Okay? Exercises are done. Then we go to do formal breathing exercises. First of all, let me make sure this battery is powered correctly on this. Okay, there you are now. Sit with your back spine straight and okay, don't lean back into the chair. And we're going to do 3 abdominal based exercises that are pretty tough on a lot of people, but especially if you have something like abdominal problems, gastritis, colitis, irritable bowel syndrome, any number of things I can say, right? Or if you have any aneurysms or any abdominal surgeries, don't do that. But you have to have a clearance from your doctor before you do that. Now, I'm going to do the Kapalabhati, which is expiring air as the abdominal wall goes in simultaneously. You do up to 60 maneuvers in a minute, okay? Like that. Okay, you do as many times as you want. Okay, and now we're going to do Agni Sara. What happens in this is first you take a deep breath in, then breathe out completely and hold the breath there, and hold it right there, and then move the abdominal wall up and down while holding the breath. Okay, up to 20 times I will do. Okay, okay, look at my right hand on the abdomen. Okay. Okay, and now we're going to do 3 bandhas. Bandhas are locks. As you breathe out, lock the lower abdomen and upper abdomen and bring the chin to the chest. Those are the 3 positions you hold them. That is the locking. and keep holding for a while. Breathe in, come out of it. Okay, these three you're going to do, and now we're going to do the Anuloma Viloma. Okay, so use the right hand, thumb, and the ring fingers to close alternate nostrils. Start with closing the right. Take deep breath through the left and close the left and release the right and breathe out through the right. Now take a deep breath through the right, close it and release the left and breathe out. That is one. Two. Okay, 5 times. Okay, that is Anuloma Viloma, alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. Okay, and now we're going to do the bumblebee. Take both your fingers and close them and keep the index and middle finger at the top of the forehead. Close the eyes, put the ring fingers on the closed eyes gently. Let the little finger hang around the mouth. Close the mouth. Take deep breath through the nose. And when you're breathing out, make the humming noise 5 times. Okay, those are the Brahmari breathings. Okay, and now we're going to go to the other one, which is the Auma. Okay, take a deep breath, open your mouth, and say Ah 5 times. Each time you take a deep breath, and then move, and then Ma. Now, ooh. Now, ma few times. Ma. 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 Okay, that is Aoma. Now we're going to go for the Shambhavi Mudra, where you place your hands in Dhyana Mudra and keep it on the thighs and tilt your head back, keep your eyes closed, keep the gaze in between the eyebrows, and now you're going to take deep breath in and out. As you take the deep breath, assert yourself that you are the conscious being. And as you breathe out, detach from the attachment to the body or mind, thinking that I am this body or mind. No, you are not. They are your tools. You are the conscious being. The purpose of this exercise is to realize who we really are. Not the body and mind, but the inner self, Atman, energy, consciousness, whatever you name it. Okay? Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am the conscious being. I am not just the body or mind. They are my tools. Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am the conscious being. I am not just the body or mind. Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am the conscious being. I am not just the body or mind. Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am the conscious being. I am not just the body or mind. Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am the conscious being. I am not just the body or mind. Koham, soham, deham, naham. I am the conscious being. I am not just the body or mind. 10 breaths, and with that, we'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow is the International Yoga Day. I'll be here 7:30 Central Time, 8:30 Eastern, 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. I hope to see you all, and we'll have a wonderful program. Bye-bye. Okay, anybody has any questions? And the Noom Vibe, you can come up and we'll have a chat if you like. Hi, Peter. Okay, everybody, I'll see you again tomorrow, and hopefully having a good International Yoga Day. Bye-bye.